Once upon a time in the lush green jungle, there lived a baby tiger. She wasn't fierce like her mother, or as brave as her father. It seemed to beckon to her with an invisible finger. Mesmerized, she followed as it floated through the jungle. It glided over fallen logs and under thorny vines. Curiosity burning in her belly, Tala didn't hesitate. She dashed into the foliage, pushing through branches and leaping over vines. The forest floor grew darker and darker as the canopy above blocked the sunlight. But Tala didn't mind. This mysterious place was filled with adventure, and each time Tala neared it, it danced just out of reach. If she was going to find her way back before nightfall, she needed a plan. "Hello, is someone there?" The voice chuckled. "Down here, silly. I am a turtle," the old one said with a smile. "And this is my home." That's when she heard it, a gentle voice that seemed to come from all around her. "Lost? Of course. But first, tell me why you ventured so far away from your family's den." One day, he had wandered too far away from home and gotten lost in the tall grasses. When he finally found his way back, his grandmother scolded him for leaving without telling anyone where he was going. But she was more relieved than angry, and afterward, they had the biggest hug ever, the turtle said. In fact, when it came to facing her fears, Tala was always frozen still. Fear can make us smaller, or it can make us strong. In the distance, she heard the familiar drumming of her father's paws on the ground. He was returning from a night of hunting. She could also hear the soft, musical meow of her mother's voice. How embarrassed Tala was that she hadn't come straight home after seeing the butterfly. They were close. She just had to keep following the sounds. The choice, my little one, is completely up to you. "I just wanted to play," she whispered. Taking a deep breath, she chose to be strong. One day, while exploring the tall grasses near her home, Tala, the baby tiger, spotted it just past her whiskers, a butterfly with shimmering rainbow wings. She leaped over a gushing stream and found herself on the other side. Then, pouncing, she caught the butterfly in her paws. She wanted to show it to her parents. When they saw it, they would be amazed. But Tala wasn't sure they would understand why she wanted to keep it safe. It struggled slightly, then calmed down. Looking into its large, glistening eyes, Tala saw something magical. The butterfly wasn't scared of her. It was smiling. In the center stood a huge fig tree, its branches heavy with fruit, and there beside it were her mother and father. Peeking out, she saw the most beautiful sight. The fig tree was covered with delicious figs. "What happened to you, Tala?" her mother asked, her voice full of worry. Startled, Tala looked down at her paws. They were covered with sparkling scales. But the more she tried to wash them off, the more scales seemed to appear. And then she stopped. Instead of being afraid, she liked the way they sparkled in the moonlight. And when she shook them, more fell off the butterfly and landed on her face. "After all, you're part of the magic of the jungle." And just beyond it, hidden among the leaves, was the butterfly with the shimmering rainbow wings. They had found her favorite toy and were batting it back and forth between them. "Oh, my little one," her mother said, her voice trembling. "Look, Mama, I have magic scales. I was so worried. Where did you go? Fear can make us smaller, or it can make us strong. The choice, my little one, is completely up to you." She also remembered the magic scales, a reminder that even when we're scared, we can choose to be brave. The sounds of the jungle grew familiar. The buzzing of cicadas, the hoot of an owl, the croaking of frogs. Soon she could hear the rushing water of the stream she had jumped over earlier. "It's all right, my love. I'm just glad you're safe." But as she drew nearer, the butterfly took off again and flew straight up, disappearing into the opening above her head. The area in front of her was dark and unfamiliar. All the trees looked alike. The tall trunks blocked out the moonlight, making the path ahead almost impossible to see. Fear threatened to overwhelm her. Had she made a wrong turn somewhere? Would she ever find her way home? Their worried faces had been replaced with smiles. They weren't angry. They were just happy to have her back. Suddenly, she knew exactly what she had to do next. The thought of her mother rushing through the tall grasses, calling her name, made her want to hurry home as fast as she could. "Thank you," Tala said to the wise old turtle. "I know exactly where I need to go." She had no idea where she was or how to get back home. Fear pricked at her paws. What if she never saw her family again? Her mother would be frantic with worry. Her father would be busy hunting, unable to protect her. Would she be alone forever? On the bank sat a family of otters, their whiskers twitching in amusement at the sight of the determined tiger cub. "Wait," she called, leaping over a stream. "I want to play. but the butterfly was already floating away. Higher and higher it went until it disappeared among the thick leaves of the tallest trees. Then just ahead, she saw it. The butterfly had landed on a tree branch. Hope surged through Tala. Maybe now she could finally catch it. As Tala stood staring at the spot where the butterfly had vanished, she realized something. But then Tala remembered what her mother had told her many times before. Fear can make us smaller, or it can make us strong. The choice, my little one, is completely up to you. Taking a deep breath, Tala chose to be strong. The sun was setting and fireflies were beginning to appear. Tala spun around to look for the source of the sound, but she saw nothing. Tala bent down and saw a pair of kind eyes peering at her from beneath a large fern. "Who are you?" "I'm Tala," she said, taking a step closer. "And I'm lost. Can you help me?" The old turtle nodded slowly. Tala hung her head. "I was playing. I wanted to catch that butterfly," she said, gesturing toward the tree where she had last seen it. The wise turtle had known exactly what to say. He knew that Tala's biggest fear was disappointing her family, so he shared a story about his own grandson. Tala felt a smile tugging at her lips. She turned and ran as fast as her little legs could carry her. But then suddenly, Tala skidded to a halt. But then Tala remembered the wise old turtle's words. This time, instead of running blindly, Tala crouched down. She closed her eyes and listened carefully. Moving forward slowly, she pushed aside some hanging vines and found herself in a small clearing. Tala couldn't hold back a purr. Her mother must have been worried sick. Her mother saw her first and dropped the toy. In a flash, she was at Tala's side, licking her head and nuzzling her cheeks. Tala rubbed against her mother's leg. She didn't want to upset her again. "I'm sorry, Mama." Her mother looked at her for a long moment. Then she nuzzled Tala's head again. Tala's father came closer and gently licked her ear. "You need to be careful, little one. The jungle can be a dangerous place." Tala looked from her mother to her father and back again. She ran as fast as she could to the fig tree and pushed aside some leaves. Tala crept closer and closer until she was right outside the tree. Carefully, Tala carried the butterfly back to the edge of the fig tree. As she climbed down, the butterfly fluttered its wings, showering Tala with glittery dust. She raced to the stream and splashed water on her face again and again. When her mother and father saw her, they rushed to her side. Tala reached out with her paws and gently touched her mother's nose. Her mother stared at them for a moment, then nudged Tala's head. "Of course you do, my little one." From that day on, whenever Tala felt a twinge of fear, she closed her eyes and remembered the wise old turtle's words.